Can I finish, Simone? Will you just shut up for a minute and let me finish?
Pardon me, sir. You don't get to tell me to shut up on national television.
And we don't tell people to shut up on this show.
Welcome to today's Cable News Craziness, where we take a look at some of the craziness that takes place on cable news. Today, Willie Geist on Morning Joe is interviewing Dr. Anthony Fauci, and this guy is almost sad that the virus is losing in Texas. Hey, maybe he'll get lucky and be right about something for once. Roll it.
You mentioned Texas and that full ballpark in Arlington yesterday. There was a lot of concern last month when Texas effectively opened up, dropped all those restrictions and said it's back to life. And if you go to Texas, as you know, it looks like 2019. The restaurants and the bars are full and open. The ballparks are full. And yet we've seen cases and hospitalizations since then continue to tick downward. So what do you make of that as all of us look around and sort of try to consider how safe it is to get back to normal life?
Yeah, you know, it can be confusing because you may see a lag and a delay because often you have to wait a few weeks before you see the effect of what you're doing right now. You know, there are a lot of things that go into that. I mean, when you say that they've had a lot of activity on the outside, like ball games, I'm not really quite sure. It could be they're doing things outdoors. You know, it's very difficult to just one-on-one compare that. You just have to see in the long range. I hope they continue to tick down. If they do, that would be great. But there's always the concern when you pull back on methods, particularly things like indoor dining and bars that are crowded, you can see a delay and then all of a sudden tick right back up. We've been fooled before by situations where people begin to open up, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, several weeks later, things start exploding on you. So we got to be careful we don't prematurely judge that.
Now, Dr. Fauci is a public health expert. And I've always said the death of expertise was a suicide because experts like this run around and say things that turn out never to be true. And in this particular case, he is rooting for the virus. And he is saying things that contradict things he had been saying all along. And one of the excuses as to why Texas's rate hasn't gone through the roof over the last couple of weeks since the mask order ended, Fauci makes the argument that maybe people are outside, while also making the argument that people shouldn't gather in groups outside. Remember, the premise of this conversation is Texas evilly held a baseball game. That's right, baseball is still being played. I know we haven't banned it everywhere yet, but Texas is playing a baseball game outside, and they're just wondering if in a few weeks we're going to see that this was a super spreader event. Now keep in mind, Florida has been having super spreader events for the last 8 months, and people like Fauci and Willie Geist and everyone else on this stupid Morning Joe show have been telling us that in a few weeks, we're going to see the real mistake that has been made in Florida and Texas and elsewhere. They keep telling us it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and unfortunately for them, it never actually comes. It's just like we were 15 days to slow the spread over a year ago, and now that we're actually seeing the coronavirus infection rates go down, the deaths go down, the hospitalizations go down, they're now upset about this because states are ending their mask orders, so up they go again, ramping the fear up, trying to make this an issue of personal responsibility run amok because it's not a bunch of people listening to experts on TV and guys like Anthony Fauci. This thing is almost over. And that's unfortunate for guys like Fauci because nobody's going to want to talk to him anymore. So he's out there doing this in the last few days of his fame. His 15 minutes are ticking away. And then Willie Geist and these guys will turn to something else and try to make that the boogeyman of the day so people will keep paying attention to them. It's sad, but luckily this is where we are headed. Let's all be happy about this. They will always give us something to talk about on Cable News Craziness, so I'll keep bringing you some clips. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.